From May to early August, many coffee farmers struggled with prolonged dry spells, with little or no rainfall affecting the growth and productivity of their coffee plants. For farmers who could afford it, irrigation systems provide an alternative source of water, helping them keep their coffee plantations productive during the dry period. But for the majority of farmers, the prolonged dry spell brought significant challenges, with many unable to invest in irrigation because of the high cost involved. Farmers say the changing climate and unpredictable rainfall patterns are making coffee production increasingly difficult and costly.
So production is needed, but of recent it is hampered by climate change. Because people are trying to invest in new plantations, new gardens of cocoa and coffee, but you find that the seedlings die. The take off the seedlings is quite low because of the low rainfall. Poor rainfall, they are not receiving enough water.
Many farmers are affected by climate change. You can't even give a percentage. We have over 600,000 hectares of coffee, and less than 3% is irrigated. So you have a very minimal land irrigated under coffee. We want to expand that such that we increase productivity. These are some of the things that are limiting the productivity we see per tree.
Farmers are now calling on government to establish and support irrigation schemes that can benefit coffee-growing communities, particularly smallholder farmers who cannot afford to install their own systems.
But we need it to make sure that maybe we focus on a particular region, and then we invest heavily in that region in terms of irrigation. Yeah, for example, I was able to visit some place in Arusha, and I was amazed what government in Tanzania did. They provided an irrigation scheme for horticultural growers. And you find that all the horticultural farmers there are able to tap from the main pipe for irrigation to go and irrigate their gardens.
They are also calling for the establishment of an agricultural bank or other accessible financing mechanisms to enable farmers to obtain affordable loans for irrigation equipment and other farm inputs.
The National Agricultural Financing Scheme, which can enable farmers in the villages to access finance to invest in buying seedlings and fertilizers and other materials. We also need a national input scheme. Because as you know, in villages we don't have access to good quality inputs like fertilizer. So I think Uganda as a country should copy Kenya and Tanzania.
This is where government and World Bank and any other partners should come in to make accessibility to financing easy. You know, when you have access to finance, you can access irrigation, you can buy fertilizer, you can buy processing equipment, you can buy many things. So access to finance unlocks many things.
The call for increased financing and investment in irrigation comes as Uganda seeks to boost coffee production and increase the volume of coffee exported to the international market. Farmers say without urgent investment in climate-resilient agriculture, achieving these targets could become increasingly difficult.
Where do we want to be is 20 million bags. At that time, they had set a target of $1.5 billion of earning from coffee. But we have long surpassed that because we are at 2.2. In fact, last financial year we even earned $2.5 billion. So in terms of earning, we might set another target. We have already achieved the one we set.
Raymond Tamale, NTV.